just to let you know.
Exactly. So you responded for the second call to the scene?
I was responding because I was asked to give you a call, so I was trying to get the information for myself before I made that call.
Okay, so it's the second time I called.
Yes.
You didn't issue a summons, did you?
No,
What's the reason?
because there was barely any noise.
Well,
I circled the block twice, and I couldn't even hear it until I was directly in front of the house.
I recorded from my second floor window
Okay.
out of my house, and you want me to play that for you
No,
as,
that's okay.
as evidence
No,
of the loud volume?
I don't have a decibel meter, and the ordinance now has a decibel level attached to it.
So you're just using your discretion.
Yeah, so we use our
That it's
discretion.
just okay for you.
It was perfectly reasonable for a wedding on a Saturday afternoon.
It doesn't really say if it's a wedding or not. I don't know why you keep mentioning
Because
wedding.
my officer went there and he spoke to the people involved.
Okay, so what's going to happen? I'm going to have to file a complaint on my own. I'll pull you into that complaint
You can do that.
because you responded. But this is now the second season that this has happened. It went to court last
At
year.
the same house?
Exact same
And what
house?
happened with the case?
They were found guilty.
Okay,
I don't know what fine he issued or didn't.
right.
I do have that disposition, all
Okay.
information
Like I
on
say,
my computer.
my hope is that we could solve this issue permanently and get those decibel meters so we could put it out there and then we would know for a complaint. But ever since they put that in the ordinance, it kind of ties our hands because we don't have the equipment.
I don't think we're bound by the decibel meter.
Well,
You just used your discretion and said
That
there's
is
no
what we
issue
do, is
here.
the discretion, then if you disagree, you have every right to overrule us.
So what if I call again in a few hours and the music is loud, in my opinion? Will there ever be a summons issued or you need a
My officer
meter?
will go again and try and ask them to turn it down.
What happens if they just don't?
Well, if they don't, then a complaint could be issued.
By an officer?
Well, we could, yeah. But I definitely have to go into that decibel ordinance though, and see if we could get around that. With the old one was very blanket. The old ordinance basically said if it bothered somebody, then it was in violation.
Well, it's bothering somebody.
But
I
then
don't.
they added in the decibel levels, and
So
they're
the-
based on different times of day.
But does the ordinance? There's no times a day in a Roselle Park ordinance.
Well, I think there is on the new one with the decibels. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm old. I used to deal with the old one. That was
True.
much easier for me to enforce.
Well, I've reviewed it
Yeah.
and it's on ecode360.com for us,
Yeah, no, we have it.
and there's no mention of times. Those are different towns.
Yeah.
That's
No,
Roselle.
no,
That's
No,
Elizabeth.
the times are in the other ordinance that we have, which is more for equipment and things like that.
True. So there's no time
No, I'm gonna
restriction.
check. No, in Roselle Park, there's never been a time, but it is like based on the decibels. So
I don't understand. If you can show me where it says that if a person says that they are disturbed by the volume, that they can be overridden by
Well, I will
you
just
not
tell you
having a
that-
decibel
I will
meter.
just tell you though, there is like a discretionary thing because sometimes people are bothered by something that anybody else would find perfectly reasonable.
I mean, they have a DJ. There's
Right.
guests.
Yeah. No, I know. I saw the DJ and I'll tell you, when I was directly in front of the house, I heard it, but I circled the block and I was like, I don't hear anything from anywhere else.
Well, it's a backyard party, so
Yeah.
you would expect that music would
Yeah.
come from the
Yeah,
back of the house and go that
I
way.
would hear it like around the corner even or somewhere in that area.
Yeah, you could probably stand at my house and hear it ricocheting off houses.
Yeah.
So,
But like I say, I wanted to check into it myself, and I
so
kind of
nothing.
agree with my officer.
So
was-
nothing that I'm saying is encouraging you to consider or issuing a summons.
No. If anything, we would
So
go
do you-
back and
you want me-
issue them a warning and advise them to turn it down again.
So if they don't turn it down, there's nothing you can do, and you won't even issue a summons.
No, I'm not issuing a summons. No.
That's what I figured.
Okay.
It's typically what you guys do.
But if you do sign a complaint or anything like that, we can testify. I mean, we wouldn't testify on your side. We'd testify that it wasn't unreasonable.
Fine. They already got him found guilty last year.
Okay.
August 10th.
Okay.
So it looks like I'm gonna have to do that again.
You could. You have
It's
every
gonna
right to
be
do that.
taxpayer money.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to make you do that. I mean, I just like I say,
I
if
don't-
we ever get that meter, then we could just go by that, and then it's not a discretionary thing at all anymore.
Yeah, but if you're standing right in front of the house and it's a backyard party,
Right.
that's sort of
But
imbecilic.
I also take into account that it's not unreasonable for a Saturday afternoon. It's not like ridiculously loud.
None of that
It wasn't
matters.
loud.
I don't know why you're reading into like what they're doing if they're
Because
preaching the
that's what
word
we
of the
put into
Lord.
That's what we take into for discretion.
Well, the discretion errs on the side of loud volumes of
Well,
music.
it wasn't that loud.
Yeah, but to me it was.
Okay.
I'm the taxpayer. Do you live in town?
Yes.
Well, you actually work for the taxpayer. I'm the taxpayer calling that it's too loud.
So were the people holding that party.
I don't know if the ordinance says, the people that
I mean, you
have
don't
the
wanna live
party.
in a town where people can't have like a party on a Saturday afternoon, I wouldn't think. I mean, who wants to live like that?
This is the same scenario as last year.
Right.
It starts early and it goes well into the night.
Absolutely. If this was at night, 100% I have a different view. Because at night.
But that's not the ordinance. So you're actually, your views are outside the ordinance.
I'm just telling you, I would be a little more bothered by it. But if we
But
get
you don't
those
even
meters-
live there.
If we have those meters, then we can go by that.
You don't even live around there.
I don't.
And you're just discrediting everything I'm telling you and
I'm
doing
not.
nothing.
I'm not discrediting you. I'm just saying I disagree with you that it was excessively loud.
But you don't have to live there today.
No. I don't.
It's weird that you do that. Your discretion goes because you don't live
That
there.
neighborhood is called or complained.
But that doesn't say that in the ordinance either.
No.
And the judge doesn't say that either.
No.
I've dealt
But it
with
does
dog
feed into
barking.
discretion.
Huh?
It does feed into the discretionary aspect, though.
I've dealt with dog barking in court, many guilties, and loud music.
Okay.
And the judge never says, if only one person complains about a dog barking or loud music, he's null and void. He's not considered part of the neighborhood. The judge said, no, one person's equally as much as 40 people calling.
Okay.
So now you're discrediting my one person
I'm
calling.
not discrediting it at all. I would advise you could make a complaint on it.
Yeah, but what's going to solve the problem today?
What's going to solve the problem today? Hopefully the party will end, the wedding.
Well, they basically laughed in your face, and you had a great vibe with them, and
Well, I don't. My
You expect them to
officer told
comply
My officer asked them to turn it down, and I mean, I didn't hear it then. What it was like, I only heard it now. So I was assuming this was the turned down volume.
this happened last year too.
The same thing.
Same people, same thing, 3 calls, went to court, found guilty.
Okay. Well, if they went to court, then hopefully they'll take a hint if we do have to go back there and tell them to turn it down again.
Well, after the second visit, the hint wasn't taken. Look,
Well, I didn't go back. I didn't speak to anybody there.
the second time you went there, you spoke to that woman out in the street.
The only person I talked to was the photographer who was leaving.
Oh,
Yeah, she had nothing to do with like organizing this.
so why didn't you even ring the doorbell?
I didn't think it was loud enough to warrant it.
I'm
that was
telling
the
you it is, and it's a backyard party,
Yes.
but nothing I say matters. So,
It does.
any other questions for me?
No, no, sir.
You're free to go.
Okay. Have a good day.